Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make this Odumodublvck inspired crochet bucket hat. The total width for this bucket hat is plus the ruffles is 9.5 inches. So in this tutorial, you're going to be learning all the measurements you need to make a crochet bucket hat. For the materials, you'll be needing three different colors of yarn. You need red, a little bit of white, and a little bit of black yarn. And then you need your measuring tape and your crochet hook. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook for this project. So let's get into it. We're starting off with the red yarn, and I'm doubling the strands because it's a lightweight yarn. Okay, so we're going to start with a magic circle. And to make a magic circle, you take two of your fingers like this, and then you wrap the yarn like this, forming an X like this. Using your thumb to hold on to this end, you're forming an X. Then you insert your hook like this under one of the X that you formed. Then you yarn over like this and turn it. This is your magic circle. And now to secure the magic circle, you chain one. And then you pull on the tail to reduce the size of the circle, so it will be easier for you to work with. Okay, so we're going to put 12 double crochets into the magic circle like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. So now we have 12 stitches in the magic circle. Now you're going to hold on to this tail and drag it to close it up. Okay, so we're going to insert a slip stitch into this top of this circle here. This the first double crochet we made, sorry. So you insert a slip stitch there, and then you close up the circle. This is what you should have, something like this. Okay, next we're going to chain 3, and then into this space here where you can see my hand, into this space make a double crochet, make another double crochet in that chain, that same space. So we're going to make increases in every space here. So at the end of the round, we should have 24 double crochets. So this is what we're going to do. When I say increase, 2 double crochet in the same stitch like this. 1, 2, into the next one. 1, 2. So I'm going to continue like that until the end of the row. Okay, so I've gotten 24 stitches. That's where I made the increases. So I'm going to make a slip stitch on the first double crochet we made, not the chain 3, the first double crochet we made. This is what your work should be looking like. So for the next row, we're going to chain 2, make a double crochet here in the next space. Then in the next space, we're going to make an increase. That's 2 double crochet. 1, 2. And then in the next space, we're going to make a double crochet. Then in this space, we're going to make another increase. That's 2 double crochet in one space. So you see the pattern that we're following, right? You make 1 double crochet, and then you make an increase. So we're going to continue like that until the end of the row. So I'm done with this round, and we have 34 stitches. So if you don't have up to 34 stitches, make sure you count your stitches. So now you're going to make a slip stitch into the first stitch, this stitch here, This is what your circle should be looking like. So in the next row we're going to chain two. So you're going to chain two and make a double crochet right into the first space. In the next space you're going to make another double crochet. So that's two double crochet into different spaces. Then into this space now we're going to make an increase. The trick here, what I really do is that I don't know if you guys are seeing this thing clearly, but you can see 1 2, like a space, 1 2 before the middle of the last increase that we made. So whenever I get to the last increase we made, I make an increase in the middle. I don't know if the camera is capturing it, in the middle of that last increase. So that's why I'm counting 2 like this. One double crochet, the next space, one double crochet, and then in the middle of the last increase I make another increase. That's two double crochet in the same stitch. So one double crochet in the next stitch, another double crochet. Then when we get to the middle of the increase of the last stitch, I make an increase. Okay, I'm going to continue with that pattern until I get 5 rows. So 1 2 3 4 until I get 5 rows, and 5 rows is what I need. I ended up making 6 rows for the base of my hat, and it measures 6.5 inches. So make sure your own measures 6.5 inches as well. Now we're adding the white yarn. Then pull on the red to secure it. Okay, so for the body of the hat, you chain 2, and then you walk into the back loops only. Well, it doesn't really matter if you walk into the back loops only or if you walk in both. So you're going to work no increases, just work round, double crochets, one double crochet in each stitch around the hat. I forgot to cut off the red yarn. Anyways, I will meet you guys at the end of this row. Remember, just double crochets in each stitch until the end of the row. Okay, I'm done adding all the whites around the hat. So now it's time to add the black. And we're just going to repeat the sequence black and white until you have a total of 6 rows counting from this white. Done with the 6 rows of repeat double crochets. So now it's time to continue with our red. So we're just going to continue with the pattern but using red. So I'm making 2 rows of this red. I'm going to complete them and then come back to you guys. Okay, now I've completed the 2 rows of the hat, and you can just leave it like this if you're trying to recreate the original Odumodublvck hat. But if you want to make a bucket hat, you grab your white yarn. Now we're going to continue exactly what we'll be doing again. White, black, white. No increases, just double crochet around. So for this next set, we're going to make a row of white, a row of black, and another row of white, and then I'll meet you guys back here again. Completed the 3 rows of black and white. So now I'm moving to the brim of the hat, and for the brim of the hat I'm going to be using red. I'm going to be making just 3 rows, but you can add more depending on your taste. So for the brim of the hat, I'm going to attach my yarn. Like so, and I'm going to chain 1. And then make 3 double crochets in this stitch, like this. 1, 2, and 3. That's an increase. So you go to the next stitch, make 3 double crochets in this stitch, like this. Go to the next one, make 3 double crochets. So you're going to do that throughout this full row. Yes, 3 double crochets into every stitch until the end of the row. So I'm going to go off the camera and make my full row, then I'll come back and meet you guys. What the first row of ruffles look like. For the next row, we're going to be continuing with the red. We're going to chain 2 and make 1 double crochet into every stitch around, like so. I'm going to continue until the end of the row, and then I'll meet you guys there again. I'm done making the hats, and this is what we have. I did 3 rows for the ruffles. 1, 2, 3. I did 3 rows for the ruffles, and this is what the hat is looking like. So we are going to, you can just tie the ends together and then cut them off, because that's what I'm going to do right now, like this. Tie a tight knot and then we just cut it off. I'm doing that for every single this thing we have here, every single thread. I'm going off the camera to complete the rest, and then I'll meet you guys back. I'm done with the ends, and this is what we have. Okay, thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.